All right, we got some late night breaking news here. It's about 9:30 on the West Coast, and Matt Mayoko has reported that the San Francisco 49ers have hired a new coach. And that coach comes in the form of Mick Lombardi. The 49ers got their sixth Lombardi. I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, the 49ers have signed Mick Lombardi, who is the former offensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders last season, and they have brought him on to the staff. Now, we don't know what his title is, according to Matt Mayoko. We just know he's been added to the staff. So, assuming that he is an offensive coach, not assuming he is, you look at his entire background, it's on the offensive side of the football for the most part. He does appear to be coming in to be on the offensive side. So, what exact role is he going to have? I don't know. He could maybe fill the Anthony Lynn role that was left by him when he went to go to Washington. So maybe assistant head I don't know. We'll find out. But 49ers make the move. Let's take a look a little bit at his background. And this is actually not his first stint with the San Francisco 49ers. He actually, outside of college, his first start in the NFL came with the San Francisco 49ers. So it's actually a bit of a reunion. He went to Fordham, and that's where he became a coaching assistant in 2009 to 2010. And then in 2013, he was assistant to the head coach. Well, who was the head coach in 2013? That's Jim Harbaugh. So he was the assistant to the head coach, not to be confused with assistant head coach. Assistant to the head coach. This kind of feels like that scene from The Office where Dwight always says he's the assistant manager, and then Michael always says he's assistant to the regional manager. I hope you get the reference. But that's what we're working with. Not assistant head coach, assistant to the head coach. So that started in 2013, and then 2014, it appears he was promoted to being an offensive assistant. And then in 2015, he became a defensive assistant. And in 2016, he was an offensive quality control coach with the 49ers. So 2013 to 2016, with the San Francisco 49ers, multitude of roles, specifically on the assistant side, until he became a quality control coach in 2016. But when the regime change happened, and because obviously he made it through Jim Harbaugh, he made it through Chip Kelly and Jim Tom Sula. But when Kyle Shanahan was hired, this is when Mick goes to the New York Jets and becomes an offensive assistant from 2017 to 2018. Then goes to the New England Patriots in 2019 to be assistant quarterbacks coach. And then from 2020 to 2021, he became the Patriots wide receiver coach. And then in 2022 to 2023, he became the offensive coordinator under Josh McDaniels. That's a that's a very interesting resume to go from assistant, quality control coach, assistant quarterbacks coach, finally landing like a first like legitimate coaching job as a wide receiver coach, and then offensive coordinator. Not bad. Again, maybe some ties to the San Francisco 49ers again to be able to withstand three coaches in that era. And then going to the Patriots and learning the Patriots way, that allows him to go to Las Vegas. But he was a part of the chopping block on October 31st when the Raiders fired Josh McDaniels and general manager Dave Ziegler. He was also a part of that move. So he was one of the ousted. Of course, Jimmy Garoppolo was benched at that time as well. So he is now on the 49ers staff. And again, you hear the name Lombardi. Well, what is the connection? He is the son of former NFL executive Michael Lombardi. We know Michael Lombardi very well. He's had a lot of takes um, about the San Francisco 49ers. Again, he got on, I think, some 49ers fans' nerves around the whole Trey Lance topic. But nonetheless, his dad was the general manager for the Cleveland Browns from 2013 to 2014. So his dad has obviously been in NFL circles for a long time, and he found his way into coaching, and now he finds himself on Kyle Shanahan's staff. So again, we don't know what his title is. We don't necessarily know the role he's going to play. But he's found a role at the San Francisco 49ers, only 35 years old. So just a year older than I am. So he is still relatively young when it comes to coaching circles. And so it'll be fascinating. I assume he's coming to be in some kind of assistant role as well. But hey, talk about trial by fire as an offensive coordinator with the Raiders last year. And unfortunately, like we said, didn't get the whole season. But hey, who knows, man? Maybe could have learned some valuable lessons. Obviously, was a Mike McDaniels guy. And hey, for whatever is said about Mike McDaniels as a coach and a leader of men, which he's not spoken about in the highest regards, um, he was from all intents and purposes a quality football mind when it comes to scouting and when it comes to game planning, play design, things like that. So I guarantee you there's definitely things that were learned, and apparently to be able to get even under an offensive minded head coach to still be the offensive coordinator, that's something. That's something at 34 years old to be an OC. Hey, man, we'll see. So, yeah. How do we judge this? I don't know. I'm learning about him right now on his Wikipedia page. But this, I think, this is one of always the hardest things to evaluate. It's always really hard to evaluate coaches if you're not in the building. Um, you really have to rely on what you hear from the players and things and people on the staff and things like that. It's really hard to evaluate coaches from the outside looking in because we don't know what they're doing. We really don't. So obviously you see the production and the outcome, but theoretically, do we know like what is happening inside those doors with these specific coaches? Is it a product of the player? Is it a product of them? I don't know. I've always found that question interesting. Obviously, I've played under coaches, so I know which coaches are good, which coaches aren't when being around them. But when you kind of are doing what I'm doing and kind of evaluating from the outside, it's how do you determine how good they are? I don't know. We're going to find out. But hey, coaching hire, middle of the night for some of you. Some of you might be waking up being like, oh, we got a new coach. All right. Well, let me know what you guys think about this. New coach, Matt Mayoko, uh, posted this. And hey, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what his title is. TBD at this point. Let me know how you feel about this in the comments below. As always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.